Thanks for joining the Real Mom Gang podcast, where four new moms bonded over their obsession with baby classes and keeping it real. Here's your hosts, Amanda, Chantel, Jenna, and Lauren. Well, hello there. As you all probably know, because I'm sure you've listened to every single one of our episodes on repeat, it's been a long while since you've heard from the Mom Gang. I know a lot of people think that 2019 really sucked, but then 2020 was like, here, hold my beer. So here we are in quarantine. If you can't hear us very well, it's because we're in three separate houses, and we also don't have Lauren on today because she's, pretty far along in her pregnancy. She's still working remotely from home. Plus, she has little Chloe, who is kind of a going concern these days. Walking and talking and all that fun stuff. We've been MIA. I went on vacation. Our moms visited. Chantel went on vacation. Amanda and I both got a horrible stomach bug. Lauren started back at work. And then COVID-19 happened. So, girls, welcome back.
Yeah, glad to be back. Yeah. It's been a long time, too long. Yeah, honestly, go ahead. Just when we thought we were going to get back on the podcast, we're just like, wow, okay, now we can't even see each other. We can't go anywhere, do anything.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough few weeks. I mean, obviously it can always be worse, but I think everybody's feelings are valid. Things that they're missing, things that they're missing out on. Stresses that they have. I know my husband was laid off and I'm still on maternity leave, so that's a big change for us. How are you guys handling that kind of work financially wise?
Well, Eric's still working, thankfully, but he's just doing half days at the office and then half days at home. It's kind of nice to have him home for a little bit, but I keep forgetting that he's working, and I keep just barging in like, I need this, I need that, and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I can't be talking to you right now. So that's a little bit tricky, but it is nice to kind of have him home for a little bit longer, and he gets home earlier now too, so that's kind of helpful. I'm glad that he has his job right now. We're hoping that keeps up for a while, because same thing, I'd be on maternity leave, but not only that, but I took the extended leave, so I'm on 33%, which is like nothing. Yeah. So if we were both on EI, it would be really, really tight. Not to mention that we got a new car.
And new stools.
And a bunch of clothes. And for some reason, everything online is on sale right now, so it's so hard. And you're stuck at home, so you're like, should I shop? And you're like, oh, but it's a free gift set if I do this. And I'm like, click. And then I'm like, oh, I should do that.
Yeah, Chantel's living that quarantine life.
Yeah, Chantel is really living the quarantine life. Let's just hope Eric keeps his job, okay, guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, we're in trouble.
And I should also,
return those stools.
A little disclaimer, the babies are in bed and the wine is out. FYI.
Yeah. And by wine, I'm drinking Bud Light from a wine glass. Well, Chantel, as some of you maybe know, doesn't really, well, she didn't really drink postpartum at all. And then she went to Hawaii, and that's where she broke her postpartum seal.
So this is the first drink we're having with her.
And this is my first drink after Hawaii, though. And this is our first drink with you.
Together.
Yes, that's so true. How crazy is that? It had to turn into quarantine to have a Bud Light with you. Like, what is going on? And obviously I wasn't prepared for the occasion. Otherwise, I'd have some wine on me. But all I had was moonshine, Berner vodka, and beer. And she started out with the moonshine and said, no, guys, it's really smooth. And then turned to the
water.
Light real quick. Yeah. Turned to water real quick.
What's going on with your family there, Amanda? Josh is home?
Yeah, so Josh usually worked
shift work, as everybody probably knows, and his work ended up shutting down. So he's home. He's been home since last Wednesday. And as much as, it's unfortunate that his work shut down and he's not working, in a way though, I'm enjoying it because being at home by myself with a baby when all this was going on, just me and the baby, it was like really stressful, and it was, sorry, my dog just came in and opened the door. It was really stressful, and it was scary being by yourself with a baby and your husband's not here, and
so much uncertainty.
You didn't know when. Sorry?
So much uncertainty.
Yeah, and he didn't know when he would be able to come home, and finally he's home now, and yeah, it's nice, but he's like, he obviously, if he can get another job sooner than later, he's gonna do it, because financially it's kind of hard to pay a mortgage and pay bills. It's when two people, I'm still on maternity for now, but even after maternity, I have to apply for like the emergency fund, and even at that, when you both are making like $2,000 a month, that doesn't really go that far when you own a house and cars and
yeah.
So yeah, he's probably gonna ride it out for a bit, but then try to find another job.
Hopefully something closer to home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. It just comes down to, a lot of places are shut down, so it comes down to what's still open, what will be
what's
open,
available.
What's available.
He can work at Sobeys.
That's what I told him. I was like, go apply for Costco.
Yeah, Costco's hiring. There's actually a bunch of places where warehouses are hiring.
Yeah, I know.
I keep thinking, like, I don't know, what are we, like, probably 3 weeks into, like, kind of the heaviness of this, but I don't know, it was probably a month ago or something, and Jordan really pays attention to the news, and so I think saw it happening overseas before it was really on a lot of people's radar here, and he was like, we should maybe go and like get some, more staples for the pantry and blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of like, okay, well, it doesn't hurt. We can always use the stuff in the summer when we're camping or whatever. Like, we'll never not use it. And when we went to do the shopping, it didn't seem that serious, right? Nobody else was shopping yet at this point, and we didn't go crazy or anything, but we did, get some more canned goods and things like that. And I never thought that we would actually use it. And then I was saying the other day, I was like, we just opened up one of those cans of soup, like, just all, like, now it's reality. Like, at that time, it still kind of felt like just something that was kind of on people's radar, and now we're like,
I think you always feel like it's not going to happen to us. Like, it's happening in other ends of the world, but it won't happen to us. But I was the same as you, Jenna. Like, I was watching the news, and when I saw it happening, first when I saw it happening in China, I was like, ooh, that's pretty crazy, because people are always coming and going from, other ends of the world. But, and then when it started getting into, like, Europe and stuff, that's when it started to be scary, because we're next.
Yeah.
I mean, us in the U.S. are next, right? So, I know, like, I went a couple of days after you went and got your supplies for your pantry, and Josh and I went to Walmart when he was off those days, and it was just so eerie. Like, people... Jenna's showing us her empty wine bottle as she pours the rest in her glass. We're on video chat, by the way, everybody. We're not together in the house.
We can see each other.
Yeah. But yeah, we went out to buy her stuff, and it was just such an eerie feeling in the grocery stores. And now, like, we only go out like once a week to get our groceries, and I went out last week to get her stuff. I'm the chosen one to go get her stuff, and I went to go get her stuff, and it was just like, it's really it's like a weird feeling in the stores.
You know what, today was the first time I went to go into the grocery store to buy groceries, because we've just been ordering all our groceries online, and it really hit me when I went into the store today, because they had like all the aisles taped off, so like you can only go one direction down each aisle. Yeah. And then they had like people sanitizing the carts at the door. The cashier has like the plastic shield in front of their face. And then it did feel really eerie.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is so weird.
Yes.
Now it's starting to hit home. Like, for a while, just being quarantined in your home, you kind of forget that life is happening outside of your home because you just spend every day inside your home. And sometimes it actually helps for me to even just go for a drive because I'm like, okay, there's still people alive.
Yeah.
Like, people are driving, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's such a weird feeling, and especially like even walking my dogs. Now, before, like, I used to go for a walk and everyone would be passing each other on the bridge at the same time. And now people wait at the end of the bridge.
People are zigzagging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so weird. That's when it really, like, hits home, too. You're like, oh, yeah, back off 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Josh and I went for a walk yesterday, and, like, these 2 little boys, they were, like, twin boys with their parents, and the little boy went to run to pet Callie. They were, like, probably 2 or 3 years old, and they're like, doggy! And they went to run to pet them, and the parents were like, no, come here! Like, grab them, and then you see people coming, and they're, like, zigzagging to the other end of the street because they don't want to be close to you, and it's just, like...
It's crazy.
It's something, like, you know, I think about New Year's Eve. We were all together on New Year's Eve and playing games, and the clock struck 12, and we were like, happy 2020, and, like, never in my mind did I think that something like this was going to happen.
I know.
And it's happening.
Yeah.
Jordan's doing...
I was in the same boat as you guys. I was in, like, people are talking about it, no big deal. We went to Hawaii. No one was really talking about it. Everyone was on the beaches, all the restaurants open, everything was all good. And then as soon as we got back, then it was like, oh, now, like, everything's shutting down. All the programs are closed. Like, then I was like, wow, this is, like, a big deal. This is, like, we actually have to, like, deal with this now. It's not like the swine flu or mad cow where you hear about it, but really it doesn't really affect your life that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I'm like, okay, this is like so crazy.
Yeah, Jordan's doing all of our shopping right now, so I haven't been to the stores since they've put all that kind of stuff in place. But he actually, the other day when he went, they were out of eggs, like, everywhere. So I found someone that's selling, like, farm eggs, so he went today to pick them up. And then when he got home, I was like, how was outside? What was happening? Did you see anything? Like, tell me.
It's funny because, like, now, like, people, like, my neighbor, I was like, just do your online grocery shop. And she's like, no, grocery shopping is the only thing I look forward to now because it actually gets me out of my house. It's my one outing.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, the only public place you can go into is, like, a grocery store, Walmart, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you guys have been trying to do, like, what are the crazy things you're doing inside to keep sane?
Drinking?
I should also say we're in Calgary, Alberta, and it's been, like, minus 20 here. We're still getting snow, so we haven't been able to be outside even, so we were, like, literally are stuck inside of our houses.
Yeah, like the one day it was, I think, maybe 11 degrees. That was, like, our one nice day, and actually all me and my neighbors got, like, everyone going to, like, meet outside on their decks so that we could, like, talk and see people.
Yeah, that's
and,
a good idea.
That kind of was, like, a fun thing to do, but now that it's so cold, it's really hard because it's not like we can go sit in our yards by our pool or, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you see these people in California, and they're, like, in their pool with their drinks. They're like, it's really easy. Just stay home in quarantine. And you're like, hey, I wish I had.
I think it will make a big difference, though, once it is a little nicer and we can have, like, bonfires in our backyard and stuff. That'll make a big difference. Yeah.
Because I was talking to Eric today, and I was like, you know what? When we were in Hawaii, I could self-quarantine there, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time for fun, we would just walk out to the pool and spend the whole day by the pool, and it was awesome. I loved it. And, like, even just, like, going for a walk there, you can go for a walk anytime. Even in the middle of the night, it's, like, 20 degrees, 30 degrees.
Yeah.
So, like, walking on the beach, you're like, okay, this is totally fine. Yeah, like, I could self-quarantine there in a heartbeat. Go spend my nights in the hot tub, go sit by the pool during the day, be in the sun.
Yeah.
I was basically self-quarantined there when I was there anyways, because I had no family or friends or anyone there. So.
Wait a second. All of your family was there.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. But technically, if we were self-quarantining and we were stuck there, we would all be together in that house.
I know. That would have been perfect.
Yeah,
imagine. We're like, oh, quarantine is so weird.
Oh, sorry. I can't get back home on the plane? That's too bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Just all like sit by the pool. Yeah.
Well, we had a little, because we never talked about this on the podcast, but I've decided not to go back to work, and I'm opening up a day home, but instead of having a day home just in my house, we had a basement suite, a walkout basement suite in our house, so we've converted that to a full day care, I guess, but in our house. We're not open right now just because of everything that's going on, but we had picked up a bouncy castle to have, so we actually set it up inside the house today. Because we thought that would be something fun for Austin to do, but he wasn't into it. I think, for one, you have to leave the pump going, so it's quite noisy inside the house.
Oh, yeah.
And two, I think it was just something new, and I think if there was other kids on it, he would have been a little bit better. So once it's nice, we can set it up outside, and then he can maybe go on it.
Yeah,
roll around
Jenna,
a little.
by the way, has so many toys downstairs.
Yeah.
Before this all went down, I went to go visit with Preston a couple of times. And, like, that's a kid's dream downstairs, so while this
you
is
guys
all
will
going
never
on,
get bored.
Yeah, she has endless toys downstairs, so Austin's in the best situation.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if Austin's not going to use the bouncy house, you and Jordan are definitely going to use the bouncy house.
It's not, I tried to go on it, it's not tough enough, like, I just fell to the ground. Yeah, it's just for little kids. But that's okay, I know.
Yeah.
I did try. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Speaking of bouncy houses, this is totally off topic, but for my dad's 50th, quite a while ago, he got an adult-sized bouncy house for his backyard for him and all his friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was so much fun. I've never laughed so hard in my entire life. There's all these grown men, drunk as hell, bouncing in this bouncy house. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. I was like, I'm doing that for my birthday when this is all over.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Speaking of which, though, I'm probably going to miss my birthday, my husband's birthday in June, and our daughter's first birthday.
I know.
It's just really sad. Every time I think about it, like, it chokes me up because I'm like, oh, I thought, like, her first birthday would be spent with, like, my family, our friends, like the babies, just everyone, and I was looking forward to it, and I was so excited. I already had like a whole plan and theme for it.
I know.
And I'm just like, I guess we'll just make the most of it.
That was one of the reasons I
so
cried the other day, because I was saying something to Jordan, and then I was like, I guess I'll just delete the Pinterest board I made for his birthday, and then I started crying. But we'll still do something here with us, and we can always celebrate him later, or do like a half birthday or something, like a 1.5 birthday or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, you know what? I'd be willing to re-celebrate anytime.
Yeah.
Like any excuse after this to have a party and get together with everyone, I'm going to be all for it. I'm not going to say no to anything. People are going to be like, want to go hiking?
You already didn't say no to anything.
Yeah.
You want to go work out at the gym at 5 a.m.? You're like, yes, I'll be there at 4 a.m.
I cannot wait.
Well, I don't know if I have it still, but there was this meme that I sent to Jordan the other day, and it was something like, after quarantine, when your buddy asks you if you want to go fight his traffic ticket and like go to the bottle depot and something else, you're going to be like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna be so pumped. You'll be like, an outing to the bottle depot? Hell yeah! Yeah, be there. Can't wait to count your bottles. Yeah, and you're gonna have a lot after quarantine, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
All day.
Bottle Depot is gonna be racking in the dough. Like for everybody I'm talking to is like, I'm like, what have you been doing during quarantine? It's like cooking and drinking. Everybody's been doing it. And it's been like shitty weather. Imagine when it's summertime and you're able to sit on your deck. Like, it's going to be like sangria and margaritas and,
everyone you know is going to be day drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
Well, at least the baking hopefully will end. I've made so many loaves of different kinds of breads and cookies and and we've ate them all.
They call it the Quarantini 15. And that's definitely going to happen for sure. I've been I've been better now that it's been a bit longer, but at the very beginning, we bought a ton of non-perishable things to do, including lots of chips and cookies and snacks. And like the first week, we binged so much food. It was so bad. And then I'm like, Eric, just because we're stuck in our home, we probably shouldn't eat like this because the grocery stores are still open. We can still get everything that we need. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
It's just such a long day. Like, I think at like 9:30, I was like just walking around the kitchen. Jordan's like, what? I was like, what do we do now? Like,
I know. And don't you find like you buy
cookies open?
Yeah, and you buy so much stuff that you wouldn't have bought. Like, because I'm like, oh no, we're stuck in the house, so I gotta buy like chocolate bars and chips and this and that stuff that I wouldn't buy, but I buy it because we're stuck in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like we never like have crackers and fruits. Like we have so much stuff that we bought like KD and Itchy Ban. I don't even eat that stuff normally.
Yeah, right? You buy
it perishable. Yeah, I forgot what it was like, and then all of a sudden I like found myself like microwaving a bowl of Itchy Ban, and I'm like, who am I?
Yeah, what are you doing? We still have regular food. Like that stuff's for like when they if it gets to the point where like we can't leave the house, and you like pull out the Itchy Ban.
Yeah, exactly.
I know tonight I was like, should I make some more peanut butter cookies or should I just make energy balls? And Jordan's like, well, we've had a lot of cookies lately, so I made energy balls, even though they're essentially the same ingredients that would go in a cookie, but they're in the shape of a ball, so they're healthy.
Yeah.
And they say energy.
Exactly. So then you automatically feel good about it.
Yeah.
Anything that's like protein shake, protein balls, doesn't matter how much sugar is in there.
Yeah. It's healthy.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom sent me this like post that was like, Gwyneth Paltrow says, during this time we should all learn a second language and we should all read and like, I don't know, take up a new cooking class or this or that, and then it's like, meanwhile I stand up and like dust the chips off my pants. And it's
I
like,
saw that, but it was like dust the chips out of my bra or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know exactly what it was, but I started laughing because I'm like, yeah, we could be doing that, but then there's me and I'm just like living this like lazy couch potato life.
No, we've got all the time in the world right now. And like doing nothing.
And like, what have we done? It's so bad. I spoke to my grandma the other day. I called her and I was like, hey grandma, how you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I've taken out, she's British. So she's like, I've taken out the vacuum now and have it it's sitting there for 3 weeks and I haven't vacuumed yet. And I'm like, I feel you, grandma. I feel you. It's like you have all the time in the world, but you just, I think, I don't know.
I think when you feel like you're living in limbo, it's really hard to, I don't know, like it feels like you can't make plans or you don't want to start a new routine or anything because you're just like, you have no idea what's happening from day to day.
And it's like, what's the point of really tidying up your house super clean if nobody's coming over to visit and it's just you and your family sitting in the goddamn house all day? It doesn't give you any kind of, like, incentive to get anything going. If you girls were coming over tonight, I'd be, like, cleaning the whole damn house. But it's, like, with me, Josh, and the baby, I'm like, he's going to mess this shit up in 2 minutes anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah.
And it turns out it's not the time. You always, like, make the excuse, like, I don't have the time to do this. It turns out you just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
like, it's something shitty that you don't want to do.
Cheers.
I know. Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
Chantel, I haven't seen you take a drink of water once.
Oh yeah, I know. The one positive thing from all of this, like,
I know.
You talking to your grandma, I've actually like made an effort to like really like talk to a lot of family and other people that I haven't talked to for a long time. Because I'm usually like sitting home and I'm like one of those people that I'm like, oh my god, I haven't talked to someone for 5 minutes. I'm gonna lose my mind. So I've been video calling people all the time, and like today we made this video call for my grandma, because she's in the hospital right now, non-COVID related, but she's just not doing so well. So we're like, okay, let's make a video for her. And like, it's sad, but like, we don't ever really send my grandma photos or anything like that. And like, she only lives in Edmonton, but we see them like maybe 3 times a year. So like now I've actually been like trying to call my grandparents more often and trying to call like my family more often. And I've actually like reconnected with some old friends that I haven't talked to in like years.
What?
It's so weird.
I thought we were your only friends.
I thought we were your only friends.
I know.
I know. I keep seeing lots of people with like doing big Facebook live like meetups with their family, and it's like, whoa, Chantel, chug that back.
Whoa, Chantel is chugging the Bud Light.
It's like, that's something we would never normally do as a family, but now everybody's doing it, which is really nice.
Yeah. That's like me and one of my best friends from back home. We had a little bit of a falling out in the summer last year, and we've been best friends since. Oh, she's taking out another Bud Light. We've been best friends since we were probably about, 12 or 13, and we had a falling out in the summer and didn't really talk to each other.
Oh.
And then just the other day, we were like, you know what? Let's just call, like, that type of.
How meaty is this? Should we discuss what happened?
Sorry?
I said, how meaty is this? Should we discuss what happened?
Okay, so what happened was, I went back home to Montreal to go visit last summer, and she said she was going to meet up with me, like, she's like, whatever you want to do, just let me know, I'll come meet up with you anytime to do whatever, and I only ended up seeing her for, like, 2 short visits when I was there for 10 days, and every time I was like, hey, you want to do this or that, it's like, she's a bit of a homebody,
and I think it's different like when you have kids and stuff like that too. Like I know a lot of my relationships changed, and I had higher expectations than what ended up, and it was no fault of anybody's. It's just our schedules are different now, and
yeah, it was just a little bit. I was just disappointed because I just had more expectation because I went to go visit, and she pretty much said, whatever you want to do, I'm going to do it every day, whatever you want to do. And then she had like excuses for whatever it was. So I stopped talking to her for a bit because I was just really hurt over it. And then because of all this happening, and we do have such a close relationship, it's like one of those friends that when you talk to them again, it's like no time has passed. You just can talk forever. So
that's good.
Yeah, it was just like, we were both like, let's just put this behind us and let's chat. And then called her yesterday, and we spoke for like 2 hours on the phone, talking about like conspiracy theories and all our. He's just the same as we. We love conspiracy theories, and we just go nuts over them. And it was.
I need to send you one my sister sent me today. Me and Eric were laughing so hard. My sister's like, "Do you believe this?" And I'm like, "What is this?" Okay, it's just like by this ridiculous guy, and Eric was like, this is also the guy that thinks the elite people that are controlling the world are these half-human lizard people.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
So I like ended up listening to this whole conspiracy theory, and it was just like so over the top. I was like, oh my God, I can't handle this. And I ended up having to shut it off. It was just so out of control.
Is it the one that, like, Tom Hanks wasn't really...
And Oprah Winfrey is involved, too.
And Oprah Winfrey and Ellen is involved in, like, pedophilia and shit. That was so dumb. I don't understand.
I know that, like, obviously some conspiracy stuff is probably true, and like when it comes to the, government manipulating and stuff. But what makes me upset is when people, like, talk about, for example, like that COVID actually doesn't even exist. It's not
No,
even
that's
happening.
stupid.
And it's like, you know what?
Yeah,
People are
that's
dying.
ridiculous.
Like, it's not funny.
What,
And
like people are faking this?
yeah. And that the government's just trying to control us. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they could find a way to control us without fucking destroying the world and economy. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And like, I guess people are saying too, like they're doing this to like wipe out all the small businesses, and it very well could.
well, no,
like
they're
that-
spending a whole bunch of billions of dollars trying to save the small businesses. Like, that's not a thing.
That's true, actually.
Like, yeah.
So here's a little read that like gets it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Maybe they are taking
No.
over.
There's cheaper ways that they could screw us.
I'm gonna go live in a brush, you guys. I don't want the government controlling my life.
Yeah. No, some
I'm
of them
just joking
are
here.
like some of them are kind of believable. You can kind of be like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Like the virus was something that was tested in a lab or whatever. They were like making up this virus.
Yeah, maybe.
From a lab.
Yeah.
That could be like a real scenario because viruses and sicknesses and different things are always tested in labs, and things to leak, it could happen.
Yeah.
Something like that is very like it could happen.
Yeah.
But some of the things like I don't know. Some of the stuff I read is just
I know.
way like.
There's a few people.
Fascinating.
Jordan's in a Facebook group in town here, and there's some people that post in it that are like pretty hard on that Oprah Winfrey one.
Like that one's ridiculous.
I know.
Did you know Oprah even responded to it? She tweeted back because people were
Yeah.
like, "Oprah is gonna be," and she was like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
She just donated $10 billion to COVID research and also to helping like low-income people from where she's from help them out in these times.
Well, obviously she's
That's
a fucking
awesome.
she's a pedophile.
Oh my god.
No, but on like if you were gonna say people were pedophiles, Oprah Winfrey would be the last person I would say was a pedophile.
Yeah.
100%. She's like Mother Teresa.
At least make it believable. Like
Yeah, like
story
make
is
it like
even
Gary
believable.
Sinise or something. He was like Captain
like
Dan
Charlie
in
Sheen,
Forrest
I don't
Gump.
know.
Oh man. So yeah, quarantine life.
Yeah.
And how have you guys been entertaining your littles? Have you found it hard?
It's long days, but I feel like he's learning so much right now that that he's not getting bored or anything like that at this point.
Yeah.
He just wants to
Ellie's
stand
getting
all
so
the time.
busy.
He does not want to sit. He does not want to crawl. He does not want to do anything. He only wants to stand and like walk along things.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, now that Callie's so busy, I wish that she could make a mess out of other people's homes and not mine.
It's really bad timing for how active they are right now. Like, why couldn't this been
I'm
like?
trying to unload the dishwasher and she's climbing into the dishwasher and I'm
That's
just
so
like,
cute.
no. And then every time, like, I have to make sure all the gates are closed like immediately when I like open them because she tries to like commit suicide all the time. So she'll crawl as fast as she can to like the edge of the stairs. So I have to like
Austin does that
door.
too. He can see you like going for him, and then he'll just like try to go as fast as he can to where he knows he shouldn't go.
And I'm like,
But
oh my
don't you
god.
find because of this going on, they're able to learn a lot more? Like climbing the stairs. Preston, like one day he went up one stair, and like 2 days later he got up to the top of the second floor. Like if we were out and about, he would not have learned that in 2 days.
No.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's a lot of like one-on-one time.
Yeah, the more that I've been home, Callie's been doing so many new things. And actually a couple good things is that now that we've been home, we've been taking the time to actually get Callie to sleep in her bed.
Yeah.
Ooh, her own bed.
Yeah, that's a huge one, Chantal.
That's
Tell
huge.
everybody.
When have you ever been able to just sit like this by yourself since she was born?
Oh my god.
Never.
It honestly feels so good. It's so crazy now because pretty much from 4 months till 9.5 months, she's been sleeping in the bed with me. And I had to go to bed at 7:30 with her. Otherwise, it was like game over. You have to shut off the lights, put on the sound machine. I would sleep to her sound machine. We'd like go to bed so early because I like could not get her into the crib at first, and it was just really hard. And I kind of gave up after the 4-month sleep regression because it just wasn't really happening. But I haven't really tried since. And then now with all this time, me and Eric are like, okay, now's the time to do it. We got to do it before she's 1, before she like really understands and she's standing up and she's walking and she's trying to break out of the crib. So we started about 4 days ago. The first 2 days were hard. She was getting up, but we would go in and we would rub her back and just talk to her quietly and sing her a song. But
no, you have to tell the story about the first
Eric.
night.
The very first night?
Well, maybe with the second night, I think.
With Eric.
Oh.
Are we going to get you in trouble? Is Eric sitting right there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'll do it anyways. But the very first night that we had Callie in the crib, I had her sleeping, and then we kind of decided to take shifts so that one of us was doing from the time she went to bed till 11. So Eric would take over from 7:30 to 11, so I could get a chunk of sleep at least, just in case I was up for the rest of the night. And the first night that we did it, I got her to bed. She was sleeping, and then she woke up and she started to cry. So then I was like, okay, Eric, you're up. It's your go. So he goes in the room, and he's like, shh. And then he decides to make a phone call to his mom. And he just starts talking on the phone like no big deal, just like intermittently just being like, shh. And then like, blah, 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 blah. And I like lost my mind. I like went in there and I was like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Oh my God, she's sleeping. And we got in this like huge fight over it. And he's like, I thought she would just like to hear my voice and it would calm her down. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I just like lost it.
It's just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard.
Honestly, like, it's so funny because sometimes you just feel like, are you, like, this is so ridiculous. It's like, if you were sleeping, what if I just, like, came into the room, turned on all the lights, blared the music, like, oh my God.
We love you, Eric.
We're hopeless. We're just going to have to feel forever.
If it makes you feel any better, I remember, like, it doesn't go on as much now, but when Preston was, like, when he started, like, going into his crib, so at, like, I'd say between 4 or 5 months, and anytime he'd wake up crying, Josh would, like, put on the light and be like, Buddy, what's wrong? And, like, pick him up. I'm like, it's okay, bud. What are you doing?
I remember you telling me about that.
What are you doing? And then I would
lose your vibe.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, can you go back to sleep if somebody, like, throws on the light and, like, Josh, what's wrong? Why are you crying? So I know exactly.
Now he like gets it, and he's been super good.
Yeah.
And actually like knows it and is really quiet. And last night was our best night that we've ever had. But she actually slept more than
Chantal, I'm sure last night was Eric's best night that he's ever had.
Actually, it's so funny because now he's like, oh my God, I actually have room in the bed, because it's so true, because like me and Callie would take up the entire bed. We bought a king bed so that we could all sleep in the bed, and Eric always has like this tiny little sliver, and I wake up and me and Callie have like the entire bed. We're like starfished, and Eric's sleeping on this little sliver with no blanket, no anything.
Does he like being able to be next to his wife again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like now he's like, ooh, we can cuddle, and I was like, ooh, okay.
I'm tired.
I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I'm sleepy now, don't touch me.
Yeah, I'm the same. All right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Turn around. Okay.
Yeah, like last night we actually watched a movie in bed, and it was nice because we actually got to like watch a movie in bed. We got to lay by each other. We could have the volume up. So I was like, wow, this is totally a turning point. This is like so nice.
So nice,
See,
hey?
quarantine has positive.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the positives. Some of the positives.
All the wine drinking.
This is the best podcast ever, by the way. I got a buzz.
A positive for me is actually all the time that we're able to spend together, like me, Jordan, and Austin. Like, it's good for Jordan and Austin to have so much more time together too, so because it's not working. So that's cool.
And you got a little taste of what your daycare is going to be like.
Yeah, we did do a week and a half before we decided to shut it down temporarily. And that was it was a lot, but it was I really enjoyed it, and I think that I did well. I think we had fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I got Callie to take a bottle.
Yeah.
At 9.5 months.
Chantel, you've been like making
leaps and bounds. Yeah.
Yes,
it's been taking me forever.
You're making money moves.
But now I'm like, oh my God, now she can be babysat just in time for me to be stuck in my house forever.
No, you can't look at it that way. You got to look at now she will be babysat when the time is right, and I can go out of the house. She's going to be ready to be babysat.
Girls' night.
Yeah,
oh my God. Hey, you guys, when this is all over, we need a girls' night.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, we really do. We really do.
We're going to be 5 million pounds, but we can go out.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say? We're going to what?
I said we're going to be 5 million pounds, but yeah, we can go out.
Oh, I know, man. Could you imagine? Everybody's going to be fat. Everybody's going to be fat.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just got to be less fat than the other fat.
Just in time for summer, I'll be like, bringing out the double chin. For summer.
Bringing out my 6-pack.
No, I've been, before, like, since January 4th, I got my gym pass, and I've always liked working out and being really active, and then I got pregnant and gained 50 pounds and was a beluga whale, and then had the baby. Yeah, me and Chantel were both 50 pounds, 50, that's right, you heard it right, and then I went to the gym, and I lost almost 15 pounds, 15, so I was back down to my before pregnancy weight, and then quarantine happened. I was really on such a good, like, pace and was working out 4 days a week, and it was awesome. And then
you're still one of those months where I'm like, how? You went for a jog today? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I know. You were just kicking ass. I was like, wow, I ate like 3 bags of chips. Well, Amanda went for a run.
You've been doing really good, and you've still been like pretty good with your meals and stuff too.
I was doing really good, and then was doing like home workouts. Like yesterday I did a home workout, and I've been doing like jogs and walks outside, but then it's the eating. It's like I did a home workout, and then it was like, well, what else is there to do? I did my 40-minute cardio workout, now what? And it's like, food.
Eat.
So it's been really hard because I lost that weight, and I started feeling really good, and I bought clothes for my new size, and now it's like, now what?
Who's quarantine shopping now, Amanda?
Boom. Oh. It's really frustrating.
I know, it's hard, because, like, I walk around the house, and then I find myself in, like, a bag of mini eggs, and I'm like,
right?
Honestly, I think, like, in a week, maybe 2, like, when the weather really does start to change, it'll make a really big difference.
Yeah, like, because right now it's like, well, if I can't, I'm not a type to, like, go do, like, a full-out cardio in my living room.
Yeah.
I don't mind going for a jog. I don't mind going for 3 walks during the day, but doing a cardio workout in my living room, I just don't have motivation for it, so I half-ass it. I do it, but I half-ass it. So it's hard, because for me it has to go hand in hand. I have to, like, work out and eat healthy. It's not like, don't work out and eat healthy or vice versa. It has to be everything in one. So I just don't want to get back to, like, where I was.
Still look
really
good.
Frustrating.
It's fine.
Thank you. 5 of those pounds were from my stomach.
When all we have to do is be able to go out on walks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk outing, like, honestly,
walk
like
all day, every day for like the entire day.
Well, I'm gonna do what I did when I had gestational diabetes, when I had to walk after every meal. I got to start that again once it's nice out.
For sure.
I love to walk. Like, I'll walk 3 times a day. Like, that's fine. But
Yeah,
it's just
I
like,
like to walk too.
I love it.
I also have Callie strapped on me while I walk, so it's like it's an extra 17 pounds I'm like carrying around.
I wonder
And
how
we'll
much
go
the
for,
kids
like,
weigh
over an
right now.
hour.
Because, like, we can't even weigh them.
I have no idea. And we missed her 9-month checkup appointment that I was supposed to have with my doctor. Because of everything that's going on, she really just wanted to take patients that kind of were experiencing any symptoms. And it
Like,
wasn't
what
like
happens?
I really felt like it was necessary, so I just decided to cancel it. And
Like, what happens with the 1-year appointments? Do we go?
I think you just hold off until.
Yeah, the same with their. Are there? Well, this might not be podcast material, but are your guys' immunizations booked for 1 year yet?
Oh yeah, mine is.
No, I don't think mine is.
And
Mine is.
Yes, mine is.
Oh, mine's not. I should do it.
Don't do it anytime soon.
No.
Who knows when this is going to be over?
Yeah. Well,
Mine is, I think, because when I was at the doctor's with him last, she was like, "Oh, what about this day?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's good. I'll be working 4 days a week, and that day will be fine." Blah 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 blah. And now it's like
I can go anytime
to go back to.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Well, ladies, I think we might need to wind up the podcast portion of this chit chat.
Before we start rambling about the most random things.
But now that we know that this format works and we've got nothing else to do, maybe we'll bang out a few more podcasts in the near future.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome back to Friday night.
Yeah. But it's Sunday.
I'm gonna podcast. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. See, I don't even know what day it is.
I went to the garage earlier because Jordan was working in the garage, and I was like, "Is it really Sunday?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I had no idea because I've been on maternity leave for almost a year, so it was already hard to keep track of days. But now that Jordan's also not working, because I used to pay attention to his schedule, then I would know like what day it was, but I had no fucking clue.
I know.
And the thing is it doesn't even matter.
No, every day is like,
It doesn't matter.
Oh, nothing? Perfect. It's not like you're like, Monday I have this appointment, Tuesday I'm going to this. Like,
Wednesday's swimming, Monday's community links,
Yeah.
Friday's the library.
yeah, every day is like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and just see what happens.
You wing it.
Totally just
What
my
Netflix
all day.
show am I watching today?
Oh, maybe, okay, next podcast we'll talk about all of our Netflix shows we've watched lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some good ones.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, hope you're glad that we're back because these are going to get good. They're going to be evening calls with wine or Bud Light.
And it's actually gonna get a lot more entertaining
Yeah.
Yeah.
with us drinking out.
Mom gang out.